Christmas. Thank you so much for listening today. I know that you're super busy and there's a lot going on, but I really wanted to delve into why we're celebrating this time of year. If you'll go with me to the book of Matthew, we're going to be in chapter 2, verses 1 and 2, and look at a few verses about why we truly celebrate Christmas. Now, to set up some context, this is after Jesus was born. The angel Gabriel had gone to Mary and told her that as a virgin, you will conceive and you should name him Jesus. Separately, an angel went to Joseph and told him, the woman you are betrothed to, though she is a virgin, will have a child. Now, Joseph was going to divorce her, but the angel said, no, don't do that. Stay with her because this child is going to be a special child. And we see the scene shift in Matthew from Joseph and Mary to a few new characters that get introduced. It says in chapter 2, verse 1, Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose, and we have come to worship him. Now, I want you to notice a few things in this passage. It says these wise men from the east came to Herod. Now, I don't want to ruin your nativity scene, but it might not have been 3. We think it's 3 because there were 3 gifts, but it could have been less, it could have been more. What doesn't matter is the number of wise men. What matters is who they were seeking. And they went to the king. Now, Herod, interestingly, wasn't really a king in Israel, not in the sense that we would think. At that time, Rome was really in control, and they had placed Herod as kind of a governor to keep the peace in Israel. Now, he was an evil man, truly horrible, and we'll get to see that later on in the passage. As some of you may know, he knows that Jesus is born, and he commands that children 2 and under be murdered to take out Jesus. And the reason he does that is because of what the wise men say. They ask him, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? Now, normally, for someone to become a king, a previous king has to die. People are generally born princes. However, with Jesus, he was different. He was special. He was born king. And the wise men, by saying this, challenged Herod's authority. They recognized that Jesus had ultimate authority over Herod. And Herod didn't like that. It says even more than just he's king of the Jews, for we saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him. Now the star is important because it was really a sign of where Jesus was going to be, but it's not the most important thing in the passage. The most important thing of the passage is the fact that Jesus was born king, and that we see these wise men come to worship him. You could say maybe he was just an earthly king, because he says he's king of the Jews, but why would they worship him? For Jews to worship any man would be a sin, and anyone from the east wouldn't worship a king of Jewish people. They were saying that something different is here. That this Jesus doesn't just have authority over Jews, he has authority over all of us. And he's not just a figure of authority, but he is a worthy figure of authority. This Jesus is a Jesus that we can praise. And this Jesus demands things of us. See, it's easy during this time of year to see a nativity scene and see Jesus in the manger, and then we just leave him there. Because the Jesus in a manger doesn't really make demands of us. The Jesus in a manger doesn't really call our hearts to change. I don't want to just leave Jesus in a manger during this time, because what these wise men are hinting at and even show is that this Jesus, even in the manger, makes demands of us. He makes demands not just of Herod, but of us to give up our authority. He makes demands of us for our praise and our worship in our time. During the season, I don't want to get too caught up in all the extra stuff that is around us. Though the tree is nice, though the gifts are fun, though the parties may be full of laughter, they're nothing if the light of the world has not come into the world. You've been listening to Crosspoint Youth Ministry. For more information or to see how you can get involved, please visit crosspointbible.org. Thank you, and God bless.